So, not comfortable, very not. So we are reading from the Transcendental Diary of Srila Prabhupada, noted and written by Harishauri Dasa, his personal servant, who was every day doing the notes about every day of Srila Prabhupada's activities when he was, for the time he was with him. So that's very nice possibility to read this diary before the lecture. Thanks to our Guru Maharaj Bhakti Swami, who has given us this possibility. It's very inspiring. But somehow it's not covered. Okay, so we are in Sri Vrindavana Dhama. So I begin with September 13th, 1976. Hansadutta Maharaja has asked Srila Prabhupada if he can record him singing some bhajanas. He wants to make a record for Sankirtana distribution. Prabhupada has agreed, despite the fact that he has great difficulty speaking very much at the moment due to his high blood pressure. So at about 6 a.m. this morning, Hansadutta set up some simple recording equipment in Srila Prabhupada's bedroom. His Divine Grace played the harmonium and recorded Hari Hari Bipale. Harikesha Swami accompanied him on mridanga, and I played the karatalas. So that's all, because it is a piece full already of the information, and the other piece begins with something new. That's why I stop here. So we all know the bhajans of Srila Prabhupada. He is singing specially, he is playing harmonium specially, he is cooking specially, he is giving lectures specially, he has organized this unique movement specially. He is a special person, Shakti Aveshavata, who is empowered for such special things, because he wanted only one thing. He wanted only to give the knowledge of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the people, and that is called Sankirtana movement. What it is, without going into details now, but that is Sankirtana movement, to spread the knowledge of the knowledge brought to us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the disciplic succession and through our Diksha and Shiksha Guru, Srila Prabhupada. So this text, it's about one of his very close to him disciples, Hansadutta Maharaj, who wanted to Srila Prabhupada to sing some bhajans, and he wanted to record these bhajans for some Kirtana movement, because they were traveling by, 10, I think, basas. Many of pure devotees, of close devotees of Srila Prabhupada, and that made Srila Prabhupada very happy. And Srila Prabhupada was ill that time. He sometimes, so relatively often, he had the high blood pressure. And when we are having the high blood pressure, it is difficult to do anything, yes, something like a crisis, yes, but nevertheless Srila Prabhupada was a very courageous person, and he agreed to sing some bhajans, and Hansadutta recorded them for Sankirtana movement. So that's about one of the features of Srila Prabhupada's character. He is full of wonderful qualities, and that is one of his wonderful qualities, to be resolute, Drita Vrataha. because enthusiasm means to be resolute. Enthusiasm doesn't mean to, I don't know, to shout some so crazy or doing something, some emotional crazy things. The enthusiasm means to be resolute and to preach Krishna consciousness and to give this Krishna consciousness to the poor people who have no idea of normal life and normal human consciousness. So if you want some to tell something, to add something, to comment something, you're welcome. Okay. Then we put this thing here and we go to Srimad Bhagavatam, Amala Purana, the purest knowledge for us to purify ourselves and the others. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Narochaiva Narotamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Namo Tatatochaya Mundirayet. So we are going to reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6 and Chapter 16 and text number 20. Yeah. So first we are reading Sanskrit all together. First me and then you repeat after me. Atmanandana bhutyaiva Yasta Shakti Urmaye Namaha Shrishikeshaya Mahate Namaste Nantamurtaye Atmanandana bhutyaiva Yasta Shakti Urmaye Namaha Rishikeshaya Mahate Namaste Nanta Murtaye Atmanandanu Bhutyaiva Yasta Shakti Urmaye Namaha Rishikeshaya Mahate Namaste Nanta Murtaye. So please. Atmanandam Bhutyaivam Yasta Shakti Urmaye Namaha Rishikeshaya Mahate Namaste Nanta Murtaye. The ladies. Atmanandanu Bhutyaivam Yasta Shakti Urmaye Namaha Rishikeshaya Mahate Namaste Nanta Murtaye. Someone else? No? Okay. So now we're reading the translation word for word. Atmananda, of your personal bliss. Anubhutya, by perception. Eva, certainly. Yasta, given up, Shakti Ur Maya, the ways of material nature. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Hrishikeshaya, unto the supreme controller of the senses. Mahate, unto the supreme. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Te, unto you. Ananta, unlimited. Murtaye, whose expansions. We are reading translation and then purport made by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. That is the addressing, personal addressing to the Lord by Narada. Yes. So he is glorifying the Lord. And he says, perceiving your personal bliss, you are always transcendental to the waves of material nature. Therefore, my Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. You are the supreme controller of the senses, and your expansions of form are unlimited. You are the greatest, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Then we are reading the purport. Moment. Yeah, it's correct. This verse analytically differentiates the living entity from the Supreme Lord. The form of the Lord and the form of the conditioned soul are different because the Lord is always blissful, whereas the conditioned soul is always under the threefold miseries of the material world. The Supreme Lord is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. He derives Ananda, bliss, from his own self. The Lord's body is transcendental, spiritual, but because the conditioned soul has a material body, he has many bodily and mental troubles. The conditioned soul is always perturbed by attachment and detachment, whereas the Supreme Lord is always free from such dualities. The Lord is the supreme master of all the senses, whereas the conditioned soul is controlled by the senses. The Lord is the greatest, whereas the living entity is the smallest. The living entity is conditioned by the weights of material nature, but the Supreme Lord is transcendental to all actions and reactions. The expansions of the Supreme Lord's body are innumerable, Advaitam Achyutam Anadimananta Rupam. But the conditioned soul is limited to only one form. From history, we learn that a conditioned soul by mystic power can sometimes expand into 8 forms, but the Lord's bodily expansions are unlimited. This means that the bodies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead have no beginning and no end, unlike the bodies of the living entities. Again, I read the translation of the text. Perceiving your personal bliss, you are always transcendental to the ways of material nature. Therefore, my Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. You are the supreme controller of the senses, and your expansions of form are unlimited. You are the greatest, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. It's such a very nice text, a very honorable text for giving the lecture. But I will try my best to say some words on it. We are going with a topic here in this chapter 16 about the detachments and attachments. We know the story of Chitraketu, King Chitraketu, how he was attached to his desire to have a son, and he has tried to do it with many wives, but in vain. He didn't get any success in doing it. And then he asked Angira Muni to help him, and he got a son, but his son had a name of the meaning of his name was someone who gives joy and lamentation. That means someone who gives happiness and unhappiness. And because the desire of King Chitraketu was material. And in spite of the fact that he has got his son with the help of the saint, of the holy person Angira, and then later Narada Muni, nevertheless, his desire was not connected very much with the Supreme Personality of the Lord. He was connected more with his personal ambitions and personal enjoyments. And that's why his son, he didn't give him what he wanted. He wanted to make a person who can take his throne after his death. It is logical. And he wanted to go for a walk with his son. He wanted to read with his son. He wanted what they do in this palace, spiritual, mantras. He wanted to do everything with his son. And his everything doings with his son, certainly they could take him away from ruling the kingdom. And that happens, and we can read about this in the scriptures. These attachments to our material desires, they take us away from thinking of Krishna and never forgetting him. That we should have active in our consciousness, that means in our perception, all the time. Because we have got our consciousness that is not a piece of furniture or a piece of dress or a piece of something, I don't know, some other things. That is, we got it to perceive. And the quality of our perceiveness depends on how we develop our consciousness. It can be developed in very much in this, material direction. Material desires, material world gives us so many opportunities to satisfy our material desires, but they're not satisfied. Why? The people are not satisfied. They have money, they have different possibilities to go somewhere, to enjoy, to sleep nicely, to eat nicely, to mate nicely, to defend nicely. The people who have money, there are many people who have money, they can do all these things nicely. They have no problems, yes, of overcoming some difficulties, money problems and something like this, but they're not happy. They're not happy. The conditioned soul, by this way of life, is getting more and more conditioned only, and not getting to be more free, from all these material conditioned. And that's why so long, unless we understand that only the Lord finally can give us the understanding of who we are and the understanding of how practically to perceive the material world and the spiritual world as well, and to find the balance in serving Him, in serving the Lord. So we will not be free from all these. Free means to be free from all these material conditions, from the all influences of material nature. That is what this text is saying to us. It is the, how to say, the featured out differences between us and Lot. The people always very often say, I have my own way. I know what to do. I am already connected. With whom they are connected, what is their way, what their way can bring to them and to their families, that is not clear, because it is not clear for themselves too. It is vague. They don't have clear consciousness. They don't have clear perception of the things happening around us and around them. So differences noted in this text are that conditioned soul is suffering and greatly and very painful under the threefold of material miseries. That are the Adhyatmika, the miseries of body, mind, and finally of our ego. Yes, and these miseries, they turn us away from Krishna and not to Krishna, because we are absolutely absorbed in our body, in our mind, and sense enjoyment. Yes, because we can't enjoy without mind. Mind is a master of all these receptors, of this perception of enjoyment, of the centers in the brain. He can rule all this. That's why without mind we can't enjoy, and we are the materialists, they are developing their bodily and mindful perception to enjoy more and more. And one more, the other misery, that is Adhyadaivika misery. That is the sufferings we get from some atmosphere, something what happens, some earthquakes or hurricanes or some natural things that are happening around us. We can't influence them. We can't change these disturbances. They will be always in the material world, but we can understand where they're coming from. And then we know how to tolerate them. And then we know even how to direct them for our favorable devotional service. If we can differentiate, if we can divide, we can rule our mind. So natural disturbances. Or it can be also disturbances not only of these natural things that are happening. It can be also the disturbances from community, from the social surroundings, from the social bureaucracy, from the other, for example, animals as well to outside who can bite us, from the other insects, from the snakes, for example, from the tigers, from the lions. So that is also these sufferings we are experiencing. And the other one more, that is Adhibhautika experiences. That is the experiences of the experience of the community, not Adhidavika, that is from the demigods. That is the experience the sufferings we experience from the community we are living in. They are called Adhi, Adhyatmika, and Adhidavika, and Adhibhautika. That means all these sufferings, they are the creations of the material world. They were created many thousand years ago, when the material world was created, for us to understand that material world is the suffering. Srila Prabhupada said material world is tapasya and will always be. But if we understand our difference from the Lord, we understand that we have only one possibility to serve Him, because we are conditioned souls and He is the Lord. And then we accept all these inconveniences. And to accept all these inconveniences is really real austerities. That is not some falky vairagya, false renouncement. That is vairagya, but yukta vairagya. Nirbandha, Krishna Sambandha. I was speaking about this last time. To accept all these inconveniences to be connected to Krishna. That is our aim. And to be connected with Vasudev. Because all these miseries, they're everywhere. And we are going through all these miseries, accepting all these austerities, to overcome these influences of the material nature that are in three forms: in the form of ignorance, in the form of passion, and the form of goodness. And for us, the best variant we have got, that is not so much to choose, we got it. This variant is to get rid of these two first, ignorance and passion, but to come to goodness. But to come to goodness, to be pious, to be charitable, to do these nice activities. And doing these activities, we can analyze these three miseries of material nature and accept them the way we should do it. And to compare conditioned soul with the Lord, I'm not reading, it's only helpful for me. So that the Lord is always blissful because He is Satchit Ananda. Sat means eternity, and Chit means eternal knowledge coming from this eternity. This eternity, this Vasudeva Sarvamati is full of eternal and transcendental knowledge. And if we understand that our soul is eternal, we get this eternal knowledge from this acceptance. And He is Ananda, He is blissful. What this text is saying, that perceiving your personal bliss. So, the personal bliss of the Lord is Ananda, because He doesn't have any material body. His body is transcendental. Transcendental means to be always in bliss, to always experience this Ananda. And because He has no material body, He has no material feelings. He can eat, He can take bhoga and make it prasadam only with His eyes, with all His senses, yes, because He accepts our bhakti, our love, and not the pieces of prasadam we cooked for Him, because He is absolute. And because He is absolute, He is certainly free from dualities. We are dual. We love we hate, we feel cold, we feel hot, we feel bad, we feel better, we feel worse. Different material feelings we have in us. And if we understand the unique idea of Krishna consciousness given to us by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, then we can try, and we should, give all these miseries, all these material feelings and emotions to the master of the senses, to the master of our feelings, to Hrishikesh. Hrishikena Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. And then we can really get down Uchyate to the practical devotional service, to be practically favorable for the Lord. And because we are conditioned, certainly we do activities and we get reactions for our activities. The Lord doesn't have any actions and reactions because He has created this material world, but He doesn't touch it. Material world was created, spiritual world has been never created. And that means that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, is also not created because He has this transcendental form. And He has innumerable expansions, yes, but we have only this conditioned soul, only this expansion of our conditioned soul that is material. His innumerable expansions, they are described in Brahma Samhita. I read it. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that's here. So, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Videshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakta Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purusha, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth. That means the Lord has he was not born and he can't die. He is always young, but the other side, he exists for so many thousand years. How can he stay always Novayam, so always very, very young? Because that is the Lord, because he is the Lord. He is not conditioned, and we are conditioned souls. That's why if we get the opportunity to serve the Lord, we should use it fully. That is, in the text also mentions that sometimes the conditioned souls, they can come to this level of siddhis. They can possess some siddhis. The yogis, they are training themselves, they are sitting somewhere in Himalayas or somewhere else, meditating on Vasudev to come to these siddhis. There are different siddhis. They can be smaller than the smallest, they can be higher than the highest, they can be powerful, they want to be powerful, they want to control everything. All these siddhis, that is not about us, because for us, the most important siddhi for us is to be able to serve the Lord. That this siddhi is not easy to achieve, but that is only what siddhi we should have. To get rid of all these material miseries that is so favorable, that is so constructed, very favorable for us, yes, that is done for us to come to the mode of goodness and to get Zen after mode of goodness, to the transcendental mode of Brahmabhuta Prasanatma, serving the Lord with joy and love, unconditioned love. Why we are doing all these things, why we are trying to understand what it means to be attached, what it means to be detached. The only one aim we have is to get rid of all these material conditions, attachment, upadhis, and to serve the Lord really with unconditioned love. Because He is giving us unconditioned love. His love is causeless. It has no cause, it has no condition, no time, no place, no circumstances. That is unconditioned love for conditioned souls. If we understand it, we can only pay our humble obeisances and ask Him, give me more. Give me more tapasya. I go through all these miseries, that is our tapasya of the material world, nothing else, nothing, no speculation, yes? We go through all these tapasyas with acceptance of being purified and then have the possibility to serve Him. And going through all this, accept all this tapasya, all these difficulties of the material world, we are serving Him already with love and devotion and being resolute, enthusiasmus. Our Guru Maharaj very often is speaking very often about enthusiasmus. Enthusiasmus means to be resolute. So years before I was saying, oh, enthusiasmus, I'm enthusiastic. I can dance, I can be joyful, I can do some beautiful things maybe. That is enthusiastically, I like to do them. But it is not about this enthusiasmus. This enthusiasmus is built on our accepting the difficulties of the material world, but nevertheless be very enthusiastic to take books and go when it is minus 10, 20, I don't know, and the strong wind and the snow is coming, and your hands are absolutely wet and totally frozen, but you take the book. Sometimes I say, please take the book yourself. I can't, my hands are frozen, and they do it. That means tapasya. That means to get rid of all these miseries of the material world and to come to our understanding of Krishna, to our understanding of His love to us, because His love to us is given to us by His internal potency, by His wish to serve His devotees, by His wish to be favorable to His devotees who also want to be favorable to Him. And that means this loving exchange. The definition of Bhakti we can find in the Nectar of Devotion. We were learning it, everybody of us, doing Bhakti Shastra course. That is called Anukulyena. Anukulyena means to be favorable. Our teacher Adipurusha said to be kind. He paid attention to this state of kindness, to be kind, to be favorable, to be friendly to the devotees, because only through devotees we can give our love to Krishna, serving them and getting the service of them too also with joy. Or sometimes they are praising us with joy. Thank you very much, because we give this all things to our Guru, who has given us this understanding of devotional service, who has involved us. Involved means maybe we didn't want, but He did it. He involved us nevertheless in this devotional service to make us happy. So, Anukulyena Krishnanu is a definition of bhakti. Welcome. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you. Hare Krishna. So, bhakti is what we are trying to elaborate in ourselves. We are trying to come to this state of giving devotional service with love. Bhakti has different levels. I will not speak about it now, but the beach of bhakti, the seed of bhakti, this impulse of bhakti, this desire to get bhakti, we have got from our gurus. He imparts our heart with this bhakti beach. And our heart, not every heart is ready at the same level to get it. But the devotees who are ready to get it, they get it from their gurus. But then what shall we do? We get the seed, yes, but the material miseries, they're around us. We have hurricanes, we have earthquakes, we have different social problems, we have problems, many problems with our ego, with our mind, because we are conditioned. What to do? Yes? Yeah, our Guru Maharaj is always saying to go on, right again. Only going on, only being resolute, that means enthusiastic, can help us to get out of this cocoon of material existence and to let the butterfly, the beauty of our soul, to be free of all these material conditionings, or not for us, to give more and more our everything what we have to Krishna. So Vrajendra also was speaking, and I don't remember Vrajendra Kumar Prabhu, our good brother, about this, giving everything to Krishna. Giving everything to Krishna. Doesn't matter if we can or not. We give everything to Krishna because he accepts our tendency. He accepts our internal energy we got from him to serve him. We give it back to him. Then it works to have this loving exchange between us and him. And when we have this loving exchange, more or less, what to speak about miseries? Someone beats you. It's okay. Or you're distributing books and it's very cold. I do it with pleasure because I should go through all these miseries. I should go through them because I am here in the material world and my soul is conditioned. But I am getting less and less conditioned when I understand, when I am doing all these, I am overcoming all these tapasyas consciously. The consciousness is being purified. It's getting more and more to his natural position, to be blissful, because we are born to be blissful, because we are the parts and parcels of Krishna, Sat, Chit, Ananda. We are also Sat, Chit, Ananda, but he is one and he is the greatest. That is also from this text. But we are many, 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 and we are very small. But when we are being very small and very many can cooperate with each other doing this devotion service, we are also great, because then we can get the bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada was always saying, and it is written in the book of Ravindra Swarup Maharaj, that he called cooperation of devotees bhakti. Because we are just like diamonds in a sack. We all are conditioned. We all are doing mistakes. We all are doing sinful things and get for this sinful reactions. But we are purifying our consciousness together, because we are all the same and different. We have got our different svabhavas, our different qualities. And we develop all these qualities being in the loving relationships with each other. And only this can take us out of this material nescience, the ocean of material nescience, can bring us to self-control, can bring us to the conscious sacrifice of our senses. Consciously sacrifice our senses for Krishna Krishna. That's where we can get Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate, practical devotional service. Sarva Upadis Vinil Muktam. All these Upadis, all these Anyabhilashata Shunyam, all these empirical knowledge, all this karmic knowledge, yes, karma kandis knowledge, to get something from the Lord, to get rid of karma or something like this. Yes, all these things, they have nothing to do with anukulyana, with our being kind with each other, with devotees, our favorable service to devotees, our being always friendly with devotees. That is our meditation. That is meditation beyond material attachments. This meditation is not material. And this meditation, that's why, makes our conditioned position less and less conditioned. Because from the nature, we are all parts and parcels of Lord Satchit Anandas. And our Guru Maharaj always, very often says, we are all small Krishnas, and he smiles somehow this way, because it is difficult to understand that we are Krishnas, yes, but we have these qualities of him. He has distributed these qualities proportionally to everybody of us. We have all these qualities, but we are small. That's why we should be together to come to the realization of our spiritual self. So that's about this blissful text and perceiving your personal bliss. We can perceive this personal bliss if we understand that we are all personal, that we all have got these personal qualities of the Lord, yes, to develop them for him, to give them back to him. And we can do it only through the help of our teachers, of our gurus, because they very tolerant, yes, very patiently, they are teaching us how to do this on that service, how to distribute books, how to do services on the altar. That is all blissful services, that is all bliss, yes, and how to surrender to each other. Vishnu Jan, who has organized this Damodara party, many buses were traveling, distributing the books, he said, the Lord is, it is not quotation, but it's near to the text, I'm sorry. The Lord is so attractive. That's why, not being forced, but we can surrender to him only because of his attraction, if we understand it. From unsurrendered to surrendered, to surrender to the attraction of the Lord. And that means to surrender to the attraction of devotees, because for Krishna, devotees are more dear than he is dear to himself. He even says that you may avoid Krishna as God, you may avoid Krishna as Rasa Lila, but you can't avoid Krishna as the person who is giving his causeless mercy to us. That we can't avoid, because without this mercy, nothing happens. And Sankirtan means to bring this mercy to the others, to distribute this being kind and favorable for God, for Krishna, to the others, to give the knowledge of the scriptures to the others, to give something tasty to eat, prasadam offered, Boga offered to the others. That means Sankirtan, party. I think that's all I can say about. I was thinking how to, because it is one side, it is so clear everything, but the other side, I couldn't avoid thinking about Sankirtan, because Sankirtan is blissful activity. What we are doing in the street is blissful, and that is not the material approach to Sankirtan, that is spiritual approach to Sankirtan. Then it is absolutely blissful, because we give, distributing these books, the intimate mood of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. And Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, and where Krishna himself is, through Lord Chaitanya, it should be Radharani as well too, because they both are united in him. His internal energy, Hladini energy, the energy of serving with love and devotion. And that what we are distributing in the street, that is so blissful. Sometimes devotees are so much in these leelas or something like something connected with the leelas that they say, oh, I am Krishna. Oh, I am Radha. Oh, I am a gopi. And it is written, that is, when I was preparing this lecture, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. We are not Krishna. From this text we can understand, if we compare conditioned soul, who we are, Jiva is a conditioned soul, and the Lord, who is Sachitananda Vigraha. It is ridiculous. But we shouldn't be Krishna, and we shouldn't be Radha. We shouldn't be, that is not our aim. We should be the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. Yes, and the personal servant of Srila Prabhupada, Harishauri, we are reading his diary. And he had not one personal servant, and the other, his personal servant, even his personal secretary, Tamal Krishna Goswami, he has written a book, and the book is called The Servant of God. Yes. And we have edited also one book here for our Guru Maharaj, I don't know if I may say it. And it is called The Servant of the Servant. And to be the servant of God, we can be only being the servant of the servant. But this mercy we got from our Gurus. Only. This mercy to understand the value of a devotee, we got from him. Because Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. He put this devotional dress on him. And he descended to us like looking like a material. It's not possible. It is beyond everything. It is not possible to show that how to love, how to serve. Yes, I don't like this word love, but today I don't know why I'm saying it so many times, because of Diwali maybe. So okay, now I stop this. It's not so much about this material love, certainly. That is love just like a symbol. Yes, we don't know. Me, I don't know how to love God. But I want to. Yes, and with the time, long time, I'm getting more and more to understand that without devotees and without devotional service and without trust, we should trust devotees. If they say something, my ego is saying, oh no, I don't agree. I have my opinion. We don't have our opinion. Opinion has only Krishna. Yes, and that's why if a devotee asks us friendly and favorable in this manner, certainly, to do something, it's not possible not to accept it, because it is favorable, that is kind. That's why it can be only acceptable for us, and that means to be the servant of the servant, not to order, not to force to surrender, no, but with being favorable, to check what is favorable and what is not. Okay, today is Diwali. One of our Prabhus living here promised me to speak on Diwali because I haven't read Ramayana. Something from here, something from here. I can't say I know Ramayana text very good. That's why I asked him, but he couldn't. That's why I took something from internet, to be exact, not to speculate on anything. So please come. I read something about Diwali because we know the meaning of Diwali, Diwali or Dipali. The pujaris are know it very good because we are doing puja on the altar and we are offering fire to Lord Chaitanya, to Lord Nityananda. Yes, and it calls Deepa. Fire means Deepa. That is Diwali. It is celebrated very, very brightly by Indian families. Even in Germany, they are cooking very many sweets. They are giving presents. Yes, it is just like New Year, but not everywhere. In India too. Yes, but some parts of India they accept it like a New Year. So. Diwali. The Diwali festival takes place on the dark moon night in the months of Kartika, October, November. The Rasa Yatra or Rasa dancing of Krishna takes place on the full moon night of the same month. Uthana Dvadashi takes place the day after Ekadashi in the waxing fortnight of the moon in the same month. All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu participated in all these festivals. That is one thing about Diwali. Yeah, that is certainly it's connected with Rama, Lord Ram, Diwali festival. Lord Ramachandra, so I tell myself, yes, what I know, I'm sorry. Lord Ramachandra and his wife, Sita Devi, they spent 14 years in the forest, and Lord Ram, he was sent to stay these years, to bring these years, 14 years in the forest, doing different austerities. And then the day when he left this forest and came out of it, that is the day when the devotees are celebrating Diwali. His brother Bharata, he should accept his throne. That's why it was done, because of his brother Bharata. But he didn't do it. He put on the throne his pandukas, not slippers, pandukas, to show his honoring his brother Lord Ramachandra And when Lord Ramachandra came out of the forest, he got this throne and he was ruling the kingdom very, very, how to say, favorably for the people. But he's coming and he's he killed the demon Ravana who wanted to use his wife Sita Devi, and killing him, he somehow he made free the people from the ignorance. Because if we are killing demons in ourselves, we are coming to the real knowledge of ourselves. And that means from light to, from darkness to the light of knowledge. Because the light is knowledge. That is not this impersonal life of Brahmajyoti. That is not even the instructions of Paramatma. That is the light of Bhagavatam. That is the light of knowledge. And he brought it because he was a wonderful person. He is the Lord, but I can say wonderful personality. Yes, and he possessed he possessed much power. Yes, and he could protect his wife. And he was a very true husband. That is, how to say, the exceptional example when in that times the kings, they were allowed to have many wives, but he had only one wife, his Sita, and that's why. And she was also very true to his husband. And when he was sent to the forest for 14 years, they were living in the palace in absolutely comfortable condition. He left the palace and he said, I will not stay without you in the palace. Makes no sense for every chaste and true wife. And he left the palace and he joined him and he went to the forest with him. And this is the light. We are waiting that the coming year, we are celebrating Christmas. The coming year will be different and will bring us new light. Yes, it is possible if we are learning, if we get every year more and more and more knowledge, then every year can be the new year for us. Yes, for the devotees who want to be purified, to purify their consciousness and to be good servants for the other devotees. Yeah. That's what I can say. I'm sorry, because I don't want to say anything else. I don't want to speculate, not to offend Lord Rama. And his very beautiful and very pure pastimes. That's all I can say now. Maybe today or tomorrow we have Govardhan Puja. Maybe it will be said something about Diwali too, because it is all connected together. And yes, if someone can add something, please welcome. Maybe about Diwali festival, or how Lord Chaitanya was always celebrating this festival too with his devotees. Yes, and that is the example for us to celebrate it too, to put some lights. He was celebrating, we should celebrate. Yes. If you want to say maybe some critique, I don't know, something, or some practical experiences of yours, how to be favorable and nice with the devotees. Or questions, certainly. If you have questions, but not about Ramayana, please. What I don't hear again. Не слышу, громче.
В 30-летнем дневнике там описывалось, как Шрила Прабхупада пел баджан.
Этот раз я делала в дайри.
Важно знать баджан и самим их петь, наслаждаться их настроением.
So Mataji says very nice things, very, very correct. So in this text in the diary, what we were reading before reading Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said about Srila Prabhupada's bhajans. And Prema Manjari Mataji says that it is nice if we can sing bhajans of Srila Prabhupada, if we can get into the mood of his bhajans. Would be very practical for us. Yeah, thank you very much. Would be very nice to enjoy his bhajans. He says it is nice to enjoy his bhajans. That's why I translate only, to enjoy his bhajans. The guests, where are you from? Huh?
So we are from Italy. Well, we are living in. She's from Italy. I'm living in Italy.
In Italy.
In Italy, yes.
Viva Italia. Okay. Viva Italia.
Viva Italia, yes. And then we're happy to be here and thank you for the class. And
how long you are staying here?
We'll stay until Sunday.
Here in the temple?
Well, no, we're staying like 2 blocks away. We're very close, and then so we will be coming like, for example, tomorrow we want to come to Gauradesh, and so that's us. That's just us.
That is you.
We participate in Italy, the devotees.
Tell please what temple you are visiting. What is it in Italy? What?
Yeah, we go to the temple that is near Milano. Well, by the way, she's Sarah. She's Sarah.
Yes.
I'm Indriyesha.
Again.
Indriyesha.
Indriyesha.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yes, and you are Sarah. Sarah. That is devoted name, or
No.
because it could be devoted to this. Okay.
Yeah. So well, and then we go to this temple near Milano, and also to the temple that is near Florence. There's a big village. It's called Villa Vrindavana.
Villa Vrindavan. Yeah, we know. Mm-hmm.
So, and also because we live in Torino, we are always in contact with the devotees there. We have been going to the temple. Unfortunately, now the temple is not running, but we hope that it gets back, so we can go. Yeah, we can again start going to the temple there in Torino. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yes, temple is Tirtha. In the material world, we have Tirthas. We shouldn't go to Vrindavan also. We have temple. Mahamantra. It is Tirtha. That is holy place. In holy place, we have holy people. Not holy people, they come and they go. They don't stay. Holy people, sadhus. Okay, nice. Villa Vrindavan is very, very, how to say, very known. Yeah, I have heard much about it as well too. Yes, many devotees. Some devotees are coming, yes, from Villa Vrindavan. And Krishna Charan Prabhu and his wife, yeah? They were living here in the temple. They were also visiting it. So nice. We have devotees in Galokatama. Vasudev, Vasudev and Madhava Priya. You don't know them? From Italy.
Yeah.
But they already long time.
Now they are in Vrindavan.
In Galokatama, maybe, I don't know. But they are doing services in Galokatama. That is our Radha Krishna temple. Okay, thank you very much. Happy Diwali. Maybe it should be more optimistical, but I don't know. I have this mode. I was trying during the lecture to get rid of it, but I couldn't. It's somehow just the mood of contemplation. I don't know. Yes. But happy Diwali, certainly. Yes, happy Diwali. We will be celebrating today. I don't know, we put some lights here, maybe something. And tomorrow, sweet celebration. Yes.
Tomorrow is an important feast too.
Ah?
It's an important feast also.
Important feast.
Tomorrow, like for important.
Yeah, Giri Govardhan.
Yeah.
It is Krishna. So. Okay. We are singing Jai Radha Madhava, Kunja Bihari, yeah? Gopi Jana Valabha, Giri Varadha. Okay. So thank you very much for tolerating my lecture. Maybe it was not very good pronounced. Sometimes I have dried lips. I'm excited a bit, but thank you very much for tolerating me. I will try to do it better with the time because I'm not such a good, I don't have much experience in speaking on this purest text. Yes, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.